Okay. Do not address applicants or other audience members directly. Make your comments at the podium and direct it to the chairperson and Planning and Zoning Commission. I'd like to remind everyone present that the City of Casper Planning and Zoning Commission is a volunteer body composed of members of the Casper community appointed by the Casper City Council. The commission acts as a quasi-judicial panel, making final decisions on some items and recommendations to the City Council on others, as dictated by law. The commission may only consider evidence about any case as it relates to existing law. The commission cannot make or change planning or zoning laws, regulations, policies, or guidelines. Tonight we have 6 commissioners here, and we have 2 new commissioners, Dan Elston and Laura Hunter. Welcome. Okay. The next item on the agenda is consideration of the minutes for the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held December 12th, 2024. Are there any additions or corrections? Okay, having a motion from Commissioner Rubel. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Biener. Is there any discussion? There is no further discussion. We will now vote. Are there any abstentions or nay votes? Please cast your vote. Yeah.
Because I finally figured it out last month. Thanks, Frank.
Okay. All members voting aye. The motion carries. Before we get started on the public hearing for tonight, we need to elect officers for 2025. The 2 positions that we'll be electing tonight are chair and vice chair. The community development director will act as our secretary. The first order of business is to elect a temporary presiding officer who will manage the election. Do we have a volunteer who would like to act as temporary presiding officer?
And Mr. Chairman, Tim, usually we would have a presiding officer elected, but it appears that everyone is comfortable with you proceeding. So unless there's an objection, we'll just let you continue.
Okay.
Thumbs up to
What's
that.
up?
Okay. The floor is now open for nominations. Let me start over. As temporary presiding officer, I will now conduct the election of the officers for 2025. We will elect the vice chairperson first and then the chairperson. If anyone has any questions or concerns about the process, the Commission's attorney, Wallace Trembath, will be happy to provide advice and guidance. Are there any questions or concerns at this time? Okay. The floor is now open for nominations for the position of vice chairperson. It is permissible to nominate yourself if you wish.
I'll nominate Ann Rubel as vice chair.
I was going to nominate Humor.
Of Ann Rubel. And Andrew.
I nominated Andrew.
Yep. Okay. Are there any other nominations? Okay. Okay, so I guess nominations are now closed. The nominees for vice chairperson are Andrew Beamer and Ann Rubel. What's that? The vote for vice chairperson can be done either informally or a show of hands or formally. with secret ballot. Ask if, are you guys comfortable with this? Thumbs up? Okay. I guess we will show a thumbs up for if you're voting for Ann Rubel for vice chair. And show a thumbs up if you're voting. So with 3 votes, was that correct? Okay.
Still got to vote for you.
Mr. Presiding Officer, a majority is all that's needed.
On the record.
Okay. So Ann, you will be our new vice chair. Okay. So now we'll move on. Congratulations, Ann. Okay, the floor is now open for nominations for chairperson. Do we have some nominations? Do we have more nominations? With no further nominations, we will vote in the same manner we did before. Yes, votes for Joe. Can we show votes for Andrew? Sorry, Andrew. Okay.
Mr. Presiding Officer, is there anyone who wishes to withdraw their name from consideration?
Laura and I will have a discussion.
Okay. So Commissioner Andrew Beamer is the new chairperson for Planning and Zoning Commission for 2025. Congratulations, Andrew.
Thank you. So we're going to take a break and let you guys move around and get new chair situated with the script and all that. So. Yep, it's going.
Welcome back. The Planning and Zoning Commission provides liaisons to a couple of sister groups, the OYD District Advisory Committee and the Historic Preservation Commission. We'll be asking for 2 volunteers to serve on each for 2025. First, the chair requests 2 volunteers to serve as non-voting liaisons with the O Yellowstone District Advisory Committee. The committee typically meets on the 4th Monday of every month at 4 p.m. at various locations around the OYD. May I get 2 volunteers? Laura? And Dan? Anybody else have any interest? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Dan.
We'll loop you in and let you know when the meetings are going to be.
The chair now requests 2 volunteers to serve as primary and alternate liaisons with the Casper Historic Preservation Commission. The commission typically meets on the 2nd Monday of each month at 8:30 a.m. or approximately 10 a.m. Meetings are currently held at Fort Casper. May I get 2 volunteers?
And for those that don't know, community development doesn't provide staff support for that anymore. That's a different department. So we won't be there with you. Just want to let everybody know.
Any volunteers for the Historic Preservation Commission?
And we can wait till the next meeting if you guys want.
We will postpone that decision until next meeting when we have a full slate of officers, commissioners, hopefully. Maybe the 2 golden tickets.
I didn't see it, but Nick had a prior appointment apparently,
Okay.
so
So he's not permanently gone.
He will be here next month.
Okay, thank you.
We will now move on to public hearings. Before we get started, just a reminder to all this evening's applicants that it takes 4 affirmative votes to pass any item, regardless of the number of commissioners present. If any applicants would like to postpone their case in anticipation of the possibility of more commissioners being present next month, I'm going to ask you to speak up when your case is announced. As there is only one, and it's by the city of Casper itself, I'm assuming we're good to go. The first public hearing tonight will be for consideration of sub 736-2024, a request for a vacation and replat of Lot 5, Block 226, City of Casper addition to create the City of Casper Lot 5A, Block 226 subdivision. The applicant, as we already discussed, is the City of Casper. Craig, can we get your staff report?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The City of Casper, as the property owner, has applied for a vacation and replat of Lot 5, Block 226 of the Casper addition to create the City of Casper Lot 5A, Block 226 subdivision. The property is located at the southwest corner of South Locust Street and West Collins Drive and is zoned R3, 1 to 4 unit residential. The purpose of the replat is to formally dedicate the northwest portion of the lot as public right-of-way where West Collins Drive currently encroaches. The minimum lot area in the R3 zoning district is 4,000 square feet, and the newly configured Lot 5A will be approximately 5,061 square feet in size. After final approval of the replat, the property will then be advertised for sale via the public bidding process prescribed by a state statute. Mr. Chairman, we did not get any public comments. We have no conditions, and I have 5 exhibits. A is the application for a plat. B, public notice sent to the property owners within 300 feet. C, legal notice sent to the Star Tribune. D, a photo of the public notice sign on the property. And E, memo to the chairperson and members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Craig, does anybody have any questions for Craig?
there any comments on this property?
That's a good question. Yes, they are typically shown. Mr. Chairman, the I'm not sure why it's not showing them on here. I'm not sure if they don't exist or if they should be shown. So I will follow up with that.
There was, Craig and Dan, there are no easements shown on the existing Casper, City of Casper Edition plat, so I don't imagine there were any of record to begin with,
Because that's such an old plat.
because it's such an old plat.
The neighbor to the south has expressed interest in purchasing it from the city. The city right now maintains it. We have a sprinkler system on the site, and the Parks Department would love to unload it.
Craig, you and I discussed previously that it would have been nice to include lot 4 to the south to clean that up right away as well as the dedication of the remainder of lot 5 to the Republic, and the need, in my opinion, to include that in the certificate of the dedication and describe it by Mets and bounds so it can be dedicated in that manner.
Yes.
I'm hoping the city attorney agrees with me on this.
Mr. Chairman, when you move to approve, you can move with the condition that the plat is modified to amend the legal description and or to amend the certificate of dedication to include the legal description as you would like to see it.
Thank you, Wallace.
Minus lot 4. Chairman.
Correct, Craig. I'm giving up on my desire to have lot 4 included on this replat.
That I won one argument.
Very solid.
Seeing as there's nobody in the audience to come forward and just talk in favor or opposition to the case, we will now close the public comment portion of the hearing. The plat request, zoning request, and request for annexation will all be voted on separately. This is just a
it's just a plat.
that's just a replat, all right?
Yeah, that's a mistake in the script.
Okay, I now call for a motion to approve with conditions, deny, table, or postpone to a date certain, sub 7/36/2024.
Vote to approve SUB 736/2024 with conditions.
With the condition that the remainder of lot 5 be included in the certificate with the Mets and bounds description. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Joe and a second by Ann. Is there any further discussion? No further discussion. We can now vote on the motion. Please cast a vote. Please record the vote.
All members voting aye. Motion carries.
Okay, as special issues, as we have none tonight, we'll move next to the next item on the agenda. Any communication from the commission? I was on the OYD and there was no meeting between the last planning and zoning and this meeting, so I got nothing to report. Anything from historic preservation? It's going to go very quickly. I see Liz is apparently too busy to join us tonight.
When the camera turns off, I'll tell you why.
Okay. How about from our council liaison?
So just a couple of things I just want to share with you. I know most, I knew Laura. And I just wanted to make sure you knew about the two public, the rezone of Robertson Road. Robertson Road subdivision at 9 acres. But we had development in that area just through that subdivision because of traffic. So the city they help mitigate traffic. So anyway, that's going on. It is city-owned property, so.
Urban ag,
Ag, that's right. That's different.
kind of a placeholder.
Yeah, urban ag, and then one corner lot. It's all urban ag?
All urban ag.
All urban ag. Some conversation originally. Residential. 1 or 2 unit or 4 unit. Back to the urban ag. Some conversation about that. Like commercial, which, or they didn't want like a convenience store or a gas station. That was the major concern. So.
What is urban ag?
Urban ag is agriculture. It's really a placeholder. Most likely whoever buys that property, the city's been trying to sell it for 8 years, I believe. And the hope, I think, with the urban ag would be that, one, it would allow the value of the property to get lowered with an appraisal compared to like a commercial zoning, which it is now, which would facilitate some affordable housing. So I think that's kind of what everybody's hoping for, is some more affordable housing.
Can you build housing in an urban ag zone?
With, you can have one per lot. So,
One per lot.
yeah,
So will the neighbors go?
that's yet to be seen. Hopefully they'll see the urban ag as a placeholder. And then when whoever ultimately purchases the property, presents their plan for the property. It could be commercial, it could be residential. The comp plan shows it as mixed use. So we don't know what the ultimate plan is. And at that time, they'll have to come through you guys and notification of the neighbors and get the support necessary to do what they want to do. So it's more of a placeholder than an actual long-term plan.
Am I correct with that? Property on the other side of Robertson Road is urban ag.
It is.
Right there.
It is. There's
Right
some.
along the river. That's urban ag.
Yep.
And it's kind of, I would call them,
Estate kind of.
yeah, state kind of, where they have the larger lots, oversized lots. You know, just a side note. I was concerned about housing. Short units, especially for young families, starter homes, and having something. Starting place for a small. And that, you know, that price point. Seniors in.
I should probably mention that right now it's zone PUD, planning and development, which could be anything. It could be residential, commercial, industrial, anything. A PUD allows anything. So staff is in support of, and the neighbors agree that PUD needs to be changed. And I think the council, that's why the council wants to change it to something before we put it out for sale. We don't want it just to be the new owner to think they have free reign to put whatever they want there. So that's the reason for the zone change, but agriculture is not probably going to be the ultimate end use.
What gave me a little comfort was that got plat plan.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come back through this process. Notification of the neighbors and public hearings and all that.
Yeah, for them.
I believe, I haven't been out there since they did it, but I believe they were on Robertson. Because 2 lanes and stopped in 1 lane to turn left. Travis. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it myself. Do you know?
Yeah, I live on that street, so, there's a turn lane, south or northbound, on Robertson Road to turn, like you said, left onto Trevitt. There's also a turn lane that was put in, southbound, is that Astor? And that, basically that allows, as he said, cars can get around or go around, a vehicle that's turning. We did it without a traffic study. The difficult part, we all know that there's going to be a traffic study at some point, but that was a kind of an interim step. Once we know how that 9 acres is going to develop, then we can do an engineered traffic study. But until that, we're just guessing. So, but the MPO has commissioned or does have an RFP out right now for what they're calling a corridor study, which is kind of a big picture traffic study. It's not going to be as detailed as a traffic study would be for a specific project, but they're going to kind of take a holistic view of that entire area as far as traffic. So that'll be coming up shortly.
And then the only other 2 things I want to mention, we do scheduled on January 21st for the Robertson Road, as well as the patent edition. Review, and council. Anything I can take the council from you all. One thing I did want to mention too. Your planning session coming up 12th. I'll have any recommendations food or address and that's right now we major kind of our goal areas are limited sustainability and engagement, community engagement. Have our big picture. Kind of some general ideas. Council, this was 2 years ago. Council would like to see it under those headings and staff. If you have any suggestions, I'm happy to. Anything else you have? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Counselor.
It's your first day on the job.
Thank you. Any other communication from any of the commissioners? Final agenda is adjournment. The next meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission is scheduled for Thursday, February the 13th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in Casper City Hall, Council Chambers. There being no further business, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved by Ann Rubel. Second by Joe Hutchinson. I know you by your first name. Any further discussion?
I didn't put my name on the cheat sheet.
No, I know. Please cast your vote. Please record the vote. With all members voting aye, the motion is passed. Meeting adjourned at 6:31. Thank you.